Section 4 of Our Cats and All About Them. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Stephanie Lee. Our Cats and All About Them by Harrison Weir. Section 4. Trained Cats. That cats may be trained to respect the lives of other animals, and also birds on which they habitually feed, is a well-known fact. In proof of this I will recollect a story that my father used to tell of a happy family that was shown many years ago on the Surrey side of Waterloo Bridge. Their abode consisted of a large wire cage placed on wheels. In windy weather the breezy side was protected by green baize, so draughts were prevented and a degree of comfort obtained. As there was no charge for the show, a box was placed in front with an opening for the purpose of admitting any donations from those who felt inclined to give. On it was written, "The Happy Family, their money box." The family varied somewhat, as casualties occurred occasionally by death from natural causes or sales. Usually there was a monkey, an owl, some guinea pigs, squirrels, small birds, starlings, a magpie, rats, mice, and a cat or two. But the story? Well, the story is this. One day when my father was looking at the Happy Family, a burly-looking man came up, and after a while said to the man who owned the show, "Ah, I don't see much in that. It is true that cat does not touch the small birds," one of which was sitting on the head of the cat at the time, "nor the other things, but you could not manage to keep rats and mice in there as well." "Think not?" said the showman. "I think I could very easily." "Not you," said the burly one. "I will give you a month to do it in, if you like, and a shilling in the bargain if you succeed. I shall be this way again soon." "Thank you, sir," said the man. "Don't go yet." Then, putting a stick through the bars of the cage, he lifted up the cat, when from beneath her out ran a white rat and 3 white mice. "Wonderful!" slowly ejaculated he of the burly form. "Wonderful!" The money was paid. Cats properly trained will not touch anything, alive or dead, on the premises to which they are attached. I have known them to sport with tame rabbits, to romp and jump in frolicsome mood this way, then that, which both seemed greatly to enjoy, yet they would bring home wild rabbits they had killed, and not touch my little chickens or ducklings. When I built a house in the country, fond as I am of cats, I determined not to keep any there, because they would destroy the birds' nests and drive my feathered friends away, and I liked to watch and feed these from the windows. Things went pleasantly for a while. The birds were fed, and paid for their keep with many and many a song. There were the old ones, and there the young, and oft by the hour I watched them from the window, and they became so tame as scarcely caring to get out of my way when I went outside with more food. But, there is always a but one day, or rather evening, as I was looking on, a rat came out from the rocks, and then another. Soon they began their repast on the remains of the birds' food. Then in the twilight came mice, the short-tailed and the long scampering hither and thither. This too was amusing. In the autumn I bought some filberts, and put them into a closet upstairs, went to London, returned, and thought I would sleep in the room adjoining the closet. No such thing. As soon as the light was out, there was a sound of gnawing. Curb, curb, squeak, squeak, a rushing of tiny feet here, there, and everywhere. Bump, bump, scriggle, scraggle, squeak, overhead, above the ceiling, behind the skirting boards, under the floor, and in the closet. I lighted a candle, opened the door, and looked into the repository for my filberts. What a hustling, what a scuffling, what a scrambling! There they were, mice in numbers. They made for some holes in the corners of the cupboard, got jammed, squeaked, struggled, squabbled, pushed, their tails making circles. Push, push, squeak, more jostling, another effort or two, squeak, squeak, gurgle, squeak, more struggling, and they were gone. Gone? Yes, but not for long. As soon as the light was out, back they came. No, oh dear no, sleep, no more sleep. Outside I liked to watch the mice, but when they climbed the ivy and got inside, the pleasure entirely ceased. Nor was this all. They got into the vineries and spoilt the grapes, and the rats killed the young ducks and chickens, and undermined the building also, besides storing quantities of grain and other things under the floor. The result number 1 was 3 cats coming on a visit. Farmyard cats, cats that knew the difference between chickens, ducklings, mice, and rats. Result number 2, that after being away a couple of weeks, I went again to my cottage, and I slept undisturbed in the room late the playground of the mice. My chickens and ducklings were safe, and soon the cats allowed the birds to be fed in from the window, though I could not break them of destroying many of the nests. I never noticed more fully the very great use the domestic cat is to man than on that occasion. All day my cats were indoors, dozy, sociable, and contented. At night they were on guard outside, and doubtless saved me the lives of dozens of my young things. One afternoon I saw one of my cats coming towards me with apparent difficulty in walking. On its near approach I found it was carrying a large rat, which appeared dead. Coming nearer, the cat put down the rat. Presently I saw it move, then it suddenly got up and ran off. The cat caught it again. Again it feigned death, again got up and ran off, and was once more caught. It laid quite still, when, perceiving the cat had turned away, it got up, apparently quite uninjured, and ran in another direction, and I and the cat lost it. I was not sorry. This rat deserved his liberty. Whether it was permanent I know not, as Little John, the cat, remained, and I left. The cat is not only a very useful animal about the house and premises, but is also ornamental. It is lithe and beautiful in form, and graceful in action. Of course there are cats that are ugly by comparison with others, both in form, colour, and markings. And as there are now cat shows, at which prizes are offered for varieties, I will endeavour to give, in succeeding chapters, the points of excellence as regards form, colour, and markings required, and most esteemed for the different classes. I am the more induced to define these as clearly as possible, owing to the number of mistakes that often occur in the entries. Section 5